Congratulations, your ship is about to come in. Spaceship, that is. See, you made a deal, a very good deal. You supply Mars with nitrogen, and in return, they ship you back gold. You're happy with it, the boss is happy with it, shareholders are happy with it. Even Mars, which, doesn't get the greatest deal, is happy enough with it. You did a lot better than your competitors, so everyone's happy. Or everyone would be happy if you actually received the gold. See, you shipped it, your goods arrived, but Mars still hasn't sent you what you're entitled to. First time, there was a problem about who owned the gold or something. And second time, there was a discussion about whether or not the rocket could get back safely, lack of spare parts, something like that. You don't really know. What you know is that you didn't receive your gold. So, what does that mean? Well, that means that you could wait till the third launch window, but, well, to get stuff from Mars to Earth or back, you only have a 4-week window you can launch from. And when you miss that, you have to wait another 2 years and a few months because Earth and Mars move at different speeds. So by the time they're close together, well, they're 2 years further. This time, your boss and your shareholders are less happy with you. They would blame Mars, but Mars is far away and you're there. So what are you going to do to keep your job? You could, of course, threaten Mars and say, well, you didn't deliver. I don't deliver nitrogen anymore. It's fair. You upheld your part of the deal. They didn't do their part. But they do need it for stuff like, growing stuff, expanding, breeding. So do you really want to do that? Well, then you can do the other logical thing. You can sue them. There's a clear breach of contract. You delivered, didn't receive. But how would that work? Because let's say you wanted to let them know their suit and you hand them their papers to say, well, be in court. Or if you could do that, how will you actually hold a lawsuit? Will you be able to talk to each other with a time difference? It is like, well, a good deal. But you have to wait 8 minutes for an answer. That's the quickest time you can get. So let's say all that's fixed and you win. Then what? You get the gold on paper, maybe some kind of compensation, and what you can let some repo person go to Mars and get your stuff, except obviously that won't work. Well, let's think about Mars. Who's actually there that would be sued? Now, a company going there obviously is going to split their assets into parts, but will all be owned by the same company one way or another. The people there, however, well, they're a small group. They are specialists. They're engineers, builders, researchers. What they don't have is people to spare. And the judge and lawyers, jailers, those are things you have to spare. So Mars will have a fundamentally different kind of law than Earth will have, at least at start, because one day something bad will happen on Mars and something needs to be done about it. So who could you talk to? Well, you could go to the owner of the company, but he will most likely be on Earth and you have the same problems as trying to sue Mars. There's just no way to communicate properly. So they most likely go back to another time, not forward, but backwards, in time when we were living in tribes. So, for instance, I really like this example of the Inuit who would gather everyone around and then 2 parties would sing what happened. They would both prepare a song, make it funny, witty, and interesting. And then the one who sung best would explain, and the entire group would listen. And that way, well, they were the audience and they would also be the ones who said what needed to happen. After that, everyone still needed to work together. So, shame basically became the idea of law. You might very well get it on Mars. Of course, for you, back on Earth, that doesn't really change anything. You need someone to sue because you need to show that you make some progress, that you're not just being able to be walked over. No, you are important enough to be taken seriously. If Mars doesn't supply, you need to do something. Well, how about suing the company then? The parent company. It's difficult when they are separated, but since they own everything up there, surely you can make a case. And they're on Earth, so much easier. Earth law, no problem. I'm glad we could, come to that conclusion. I hope to see you again next week when we discuss what happens when the company goes broke. See you then, and thank you for watching.